Hello, y'all. And as I talk through this AI avatar I have of my face, looking like a badass Morgan Freeman, welcome to BMBBH. This is Kev, and shout out to those who are already in the chat. We have Phil Brad here. We got D Scott. We got Tail Toya. What it is? Judge Dre. What's going on? Phil, Brad said, "Is Brad a simp?" Yeah, Brad is a simp, and so is Chad, and we'll explain that. Um, got these guys intro music on that lean. Yeah, the slower version always seems like they sound better than the quicker versions, but that's a track that's by Lakey inspired. I think it's about 6 years old. I mean, but it thumps. I tell you that much. Yeah. Judge Dre, he said, they will say KS because they love giving Chad the Gaga 3000, and he uses them for what they are only good for sex. All right, strong opinion already, but this is brutally honest. So that's what we are. Um, that's what we're dealing with. Brutally honest. Uh, Tell Toya said Go 3000 is a game changer. It definitely is. And now that's brutal honesty right there. Uh, these guys said, "Holy shit, that does look like Morgan." I mean, first thing I thought when I saw it, I said, that looked like Morgan Freeman. So, people gonna start calling me an old nigga. But so what? At least I made it this far, and you should be glad that you made it through another week too. So, hopefully, everybody had a good week of prosperous ventures. A sower of seed. He said, "I wasn't sure if that was you indeed or a modified Morgan." No, that's a AI picture of me, but it looks close to Morgan Freeman. She said that pic. She said the pic is dope. Period. Yeah, you and Medium Man share that opinion. So, all righty. Just want to let you know you're not alone in this, and also imploring you to become a member if you're not already, like Tail Toya D Scott and Phil Brad, who is already here. Let me give a shout out to the members of the channel. For you guys who tuned in to my members only video, I appreciate it. I have another one coming very, very soon. We got D Scott, Greg, Aaron Peters, Phil Brad, Creed Fan Forever, Dez, Black Light Revelations 2, Zentober, D Rock Den, Topaz Presents a Neo Nubian's Nuances, Pulsar Echo, She Terra, and of course, Tell Toya. What up, Chance Rogers? Thank you all for attending a Saturday night broadcast again. There are so many other places that you could be at this time, but you decided to spend this little time with me, so I will always appreciate that. All right, so let's get into it. Just a little preliminary talk before we get into our topic. I gave out sort of an apology earlier this week for a meme I posted. I mean, for those of you who didn't see it, I'm about to show it to you right now. But be very mindful of the message scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Fair use for any material I use was good since we will be taking a visit down memory lane. Like the video, share the video. My Cash App is also being displayed. And yeah, so let me go ahead and show y'all this meme real quick. I put this in my community tab earlier this week. Uh, it says when she cute, but starts talking about her bills. Definitely taught me a lesson about just pulling memes off Facebook and posting them in my community tab. I thought it was funny because it has a lot of truth to it. Yeah, that's a very pretty girl, but there's I guess the old Dodge, that old girl, Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle, put out. She said, if you want to get rid of a man, start talking about your bills, which she was absolutely correct. She is a social media misandrist. I, her name escapes me right now, but the what made me take this meme down is the fact that in the lower right hand corner, that is Jamie Foxx's sister, who is deceased. And I explained in my community tab that uh, that I never want to post anything or say anything that's in poor taste on this channel. Although the message does ring true, I also found out that Jamie, I think I said this Jamie Foxx's sister is deceased, and uh, making fun of dead people unless they're like uh, just a piece of shit person, like a slave master or a dictator that is, responsible for genocide or a racist in general. You won't catch me, making fun of that person, you know, because part of what this broadcast is about anyway is how we do things in poor taste. And the thing is, for many people in our community, we don't like when a mirror is put up. We don't. So, like I said, although the meme rings truth, if they would have used anyone else, like living, anyone else besides Jamie Foxx's sister, I would not have taken it down. Some people thought it was funny. Some people let their own spite, you know, convince them that it was funny, even if they knew it was Jamie Foxx's sister. And a couple of comments said that, we got to stop being so sensitive, But think about this for a second. What if it was your dead relative that was on this meme? Then you'll be singing a different tune, although it isn't. And when I say stuff like that, some of you could care less. Like I said, things aren't not meant to be in poor taste, So whatever you want to think about, whatever I did, if you think that I'm being a little soft, whatever, I think I even had somebody unsubscribe because I took the meme down, which, it's like, what the fuck for? And it seems to me that people are so quick to penalize any brother up here. Which is part of the topic also, that really just is trying to be a person of integrity or tells the truth or is brutally honest. And you don't get any more brutally honest than Kevin Samuels. So, we're going to take a trip down memory lane here in a minute. But um, also, Fresh and Fit. Yeah, everybody's talking about Fresh and Fit today. Oh, Fresh and Fit got demonetized. YouTube is kicking them off. Blah blah blah. Some people even have the sentiment of it's about damn time. I'm gonna say this. I'm not a big fan of anything happening like this to anyone because this is already not our platform. It's already not. It's already YouTube is already does not belong to us. So any one of us could get demonetized at any time whenever they feel like it. And some people are celebrating because they quite uh because Fresh and Fit offended quite a few feminists. And you know what? They're cornballs. Fresh and Fit are fucking cornballs. Yes, they are. They're cornballs. But if I wanted to take a person out seriously, verbally, especially, I want to do it the right way. I want to do it. I want to crush their souls. Basically, if I don't agree with you, and and something happens to your channel or whatever, I'm gonna feel kind of bad. Like when I guess there was an episode of an animated episode of Batman somewhere where Batman had supposedly died, and the Joker was upset about it. I'm that kind of guy. You know, no, I don't want anybody taking out my enemy except me. Kind of like that. So here's why: while some of you out there are celebrating that Fresh and Fit got demonetized, a compromise in any freedom of speech is fucked up. Now, the only people who have carte blanche to celebrate and to make fun of Fresh and Fit to me is Ab and Preach. You know, they pulled some real foul shit with Abbott preaching. They did some real cornball shit. Started using racial slurs. Started saying preach look like a monkey. All this other bullshit. So I don't blame Abbott and preach. I don't. But the rest of you niggas, you just look like a bunch of haters. I would say. So, but also the fact that that Fresh and Fit is on Rumble, and they still can get paid, and they still can receive the Rumble equivalent of super chats, and Rumble doesn't even take out as much as YouTube does. I just want you guys to calm the fuck down. So anyway, all right, put this in my Facebook group. Black men being brutally honest with everyone, the original one, the most authentic one, because every one of the other black men, black women, black whatever, being brutally honest, are just copycats. I am the originator and I am the greatest. I put this in the group and I tagged everyone. I was like, question for the group: who's worse? Clue: one beat his girlfriend almost to death. The other just told the truth to an overly sensitive group of people at everyone. And it didn't get the best response. Although I had a lot of people that sort of agreed with me on the post, there was just a lot more people that didn't. A lot of people complaining, people saying that I was making fun of abuse, which wasn't funny, which well, it wasn't what I was doing. What I proved with that post in particular, this post that you see on your screen, is that a lot of people just don't like a mirror being put up. They don't. They don't like a mirror. They don't like mirrors, and that was one intent for me even forming a Facebook group, to put up a mirror so we can have, if we refuse to have some self-reflection, then let some of us do it for you. And I'm not doing it as a perfect person because I'm not perfect, but I already know the answer. It's just like Dre said, they're gonna say Kevin Samuels because they want to be used as sex objects by these white boys. Chad Wheeler, 6'7", a 6'7" white boy, beat his black girlfriend to death. Not almost to death. No, I ain't wouldn't say to death, but we're gonna go over an article here in a minute. Let me see. We got new people in the comments. We got Zen Tober. What is up? What is up? Yeah, we got weather. We got weather. Who answered the question better than anyone on that post. I mean, he just gave me a straight answer. And it's like this. I knew I could rely on you guys. I knew I could rely on you guys most of all because you're just like me. You're brutally honest. So what is up, weather? What is up, Zentober? What it is? What it is? He said Kevin Samuels didn't believe a word he was saying. I don't know. I don't know, but to each his own. He said Chad was worse. Kevin Samuels was a grifter. So one was a violent man and the other a lying man. Uh, I thought Sower C said I thought they were whack when I first came across their channel a couple years ago. Didn't care for them at all. How it isn't generally good to wish they go away. I mean, you can wish all you want, but it's just like a lot of people didn't like Tommy Sotomayor either, but it's just with me, every time I see something like this, it presents that uneasiness that it could happen to any one of us because, really, being offended is subjective. It really is. And you shouldn't want to wish that on anybody. But, to each his own. Some people wish that Cynthia G is gone. We got a YouTuber that has been petitioning for like the past 3 years to get rid of Cynthia G, and barely no one has signed that petition. And it's just a reflection of how much easier black men are on the freedom of speech of black women than black women are on black men. That's just what it is. We don't snitch as much as they do. So that's very telling. But okay, black men sexualize themselves just like black women do. I think they sexualize themselves, but they don't go around singing songs like "My coochie is pink, my booty hole is brown." You know, they don't do that. So it's not like I'm playing favorites or anything like that. But you know, I mean, we do. How? You know, we're not. I don't know, maybe two live crew. You know, but we are the deliverers of sex. They are the givers. We're, you know, what? I don't know. I just let me stay on topic. He said that I will always defend a person's right to be a moron. And Sower C said, "This is what happens when you frequently make funny posts. When it's time to be serious, no one takes you seriously." Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And whether, yeah, I do believe that's going to happen sooner than later, and it's going to be because of a lot of extenuating circumstances, you know. But when you are a truth teller and people don't like that truth, your freedom of speech will always somehow be compromised. And we got Zentober. I love Cynthia G being here. It's a clown we can keep around for laughs and nothing more. I don't get why guys want her gone. See her for the clown that she is. Yeah, yeah, she's pretty clownish with the makeup and the clown wig, and you know. But you know, if she takes off that wig, she gonna start blinding motherfucker. So, hey, yeah, yeah, okay. So, and so receives it really. I know there was a petition, I probably sign it, but it's not gonna do any good. You know, it's like you hit a you can hit a you can hit a slipstream in the algorithm if you are hateful toward black men. It doesn't work for everybody. You know, like somebody like a Clarence Jr., it doesn't work for him, no matter how hard he tries. But for people like Divested Zealot and Cynthia G, yeah, it'll definitely work. So, all right. So we're here to talk about who's worse, Chad Wheeler or Kevin Samuels. Now, on YouTube, due to the nature and the points of view of my audience, it's pretty obvious that people are going to say Chad Wheeler's worse. They say, what about Tyrone? Phil Brad. According to Netflix, they cloned Tyrone. So, but let me share the screen. Let me share the screen because we're gonna get into it. You know, and really, this is a thing that is about our basic psychology and how how sensitive of a group of people that we really are. And I can say this because I'm a black man that has experience this. All right. So this article is from Revolt, and it says Chad Wheeler's domestic violence case and the lasting effect of abuse on survivors. Because a lot of people that will watch these platforms will claim they don't know who Chad Wheeler is. A lot of people that was on their Facebook post, and I don't expect people really to, because I really stopped taking Facebook seriously, for real, because it's a very blue pilled app. Yeah, it's a very mangina centric, simp centric, bitter broad centric, feminine, feminist centric, gynocratic centric app. And that's based on the mentalities of the people that you see posting on the app, especially when they are, you know, encased in the happenings of social media. A lot of them would claim they don't know who Chad Wheeler is, and that's problematic because Chad Wheeler is an actual domestic abuser, and as we know, there have been countless efforts on the part of the mainstream media to make black men the face of domestic abuse. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and act like there are not black men out here that that beat their girlfriends, because there definitely are. I've encountered quite a few of them growing up. I've lost a couple of friendships based on that. because I was the kind of guy like, man, man, that's a female. I was that guy all day. You know, is 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 not something that you should resort to doing. Just if it comes to the point where you feel as if you have to hit her based on her mouth, then just leave. But if she hits you or she starts to try to fight you, definitely defend yourself because the old adage is no one should put their hands on anyone. No one. You should not be putting your hands on anyone. So let's read into this article a little bit just to get into the graphic details of why Chad Wheeler is even being used as a topic. Now, look at these first two lines. If you're wondering whatever happened in the Chad Wheeler domestic violence case, the short answer is nothing. And this article is written like late last year, 2022. Is still like still haven't heard anything about it. And as black people, we should not let this kind of thing die. We should keep it in the media. We should keep reminding them what a bastard this guy is. And it's not enough. It's not enough momentum actually by the mainstream media and social media uh, to keep this man's name on everyone's mind. But for me, it's not because I have some type of racial bias or anything. Because of course, there was a black girl that chose to be there. She chose to be in this man's life. She did. That's just the end of it. So let me just read through this paragraph went real quick. It's been over a year and a half since the Kent Police Department responded to a call from a woman that stated she was being killed. When they arrived, they had to force their way into the apartment and then into a bathroom where they found Aaliyah Taylor, the girlfriend of 6'7" offensive tackle. Um, that man is 6'7". That's a Undertaker looking motherfucker. I mean, so that's a for anyone having to suffer an attack from someone that huge, that has to be a scary experience. For us guys, we'll probably just go ahead and, if we're too small to defend ourselves, we just go ahead and use a weapon and get it over with. But he was standing beside her and was uncooperative before being detained and charged with first degree domestic violence, unlawful imprisonment, and resisting arrest. In the meantime, Taylor suffered a concussion and endured several surgeries to repair a broken arm. In fact, she had a permanent steel plate in her arm. The photos were graphic, and her firsthand account was chilling. Mm, okay, so let's go down here. So this got some quoted sayings. Okay, say he stood up and he told me to bow down. Because y'all have a problem with submission. No joke. I'm not trying to joke, but and he told me to bow down, and I asked him why, and he didn't respond. He just told me to bow down again, and I told him no, and then he immediately grabbed my neck, and that's when things began. She said. Taylor revealed she lost consciousness at least twice, and when she came to, she realized she was bleeding before racing to the bathroom. She stated, I remember getting up and running to the bathroom. Chad was standing by the doorway, and he was sipping his smoothie and was like, "Wow, you're still alive." After locking herself in the bathroom, she called police and texted her family and Wheeler's father for help. Wow. The former USC Trojan picked the lock and entered the bathroom before the cops arrived. As previously mentioned, and as further evidenced by his charges, he was uncooperative, and it took three officers and two sets of handcuffs to get him under control. Hmm. Oh, sounds like a dangerous man. It also sounded like he could have killed her right then and there. It sounded. It also sounded like he did think he killed her, and that's probably why the only reason why she's alive is because he thought she was already dead. Hmm. So, if you're a woman if you're especially if you're a black woman, because that's what she was. I'm about to show you a very graphic picture, and I'll give you a warning. If that kind of thing makes you squeamish, then you can turn your head away for a little bit, or and just listen. W How scary would that be for you to have gone through? How scary would that be? And why is it that this man's name isn't being kept up in social media? And I'm not just saying, oh, don't date Chads. I mean, this is a literal Chad right here. I'm not saying don't date white men. I mean, because I'm not into, based on the kind of content I make, I'm not into policing anybody's body parts. I'm not. I will always be the one to say, "Go where you're appreciated." But the victim here wasn't exactly appreciated. Now, was she? you know, I mean, what kind of experience do you think? What kind of scary experience do you think that this young lady went through? And also, do you believe? And you can answer this in the chat. Do you believe that she has already forgiven this guy? Remember the story about the lady who got set on fire by her white lover, and she forgave him? It's not it's not far fetched. It's not really far fetched, you know. I mean, hell, we also have a case of Zach Stacy, who was a black football player who beat his white baby mama, and she forgave him as well. So just to just to be fair, so just what do you think in the chat? Do you believe that she has forgiven this guy? Do you believe that Chad Wheeler will be punished accordingly? Um, I we haven't even received so much as an update. All the stuff I could find was from 2022. If you have a link of anything that is current on this particular case right here, just drop it in the chat, and we can check it out from there. But it's like these kinds of things get swept under the rug, and our people, sorry to say, will forget this shit really fucking fast. I mean, it doesn't even stay on our mind for that long. We're willing to let it go, I would say. Some of us, because it was a black girl dating a white man, we don't have any sympathy for the girl herself. I mean, I'm human. I got a little bit of sympathy for her, just a little bit. But this, what's her name again? Let me see. Aaliyah Taylor. Aaliyah Taylor cannot be one of those ones. Like she can't be one of those ones that's saying that black men don't protect black women, because she had to have gone from under a black man to go be with this white guy. She was probably one of those grass is greener on the other side people, and she found out real quick. You know, so I'm just trying to paint the picture of a monster, someone who actually hurt a black woman physically and could have killed her. Something that your boy, as a lot of people would call him, the Godfather, Kevin Samuels, didn't do. I've heard nothing about Kevin Samuels being a domestic abuser. He did hurt some females, though. He hurt a lot of feelings. And and there's this whole saying, the truth hurts. The truth hurts. So let me check out the chat, see what it is, what's going on. We got 18. We got 18 in the building. Hopefully, all of you have at least pressed the like button. Man said Marcus Robeson. I mean Marcus Robeson. Sorry. What is up? They cloned Tyrone, but now they're clowning Jamie. Zentober said, but Kevin's words abused me. I mean, that's how they feel. That man said, bow down to a wigger that's greater than you. I mean, shoot, he's a Chad. How do we even know he's a wigger? Oh, because he put his dick in some chocolate. That's what makes him a wigger. See, Not saying that this is necessarily you, Judge Dre, for saying this. He said his name should be Mud. It should be. Um, Not saying it's necessarily you, Judge Dre, but we got to stop giving these white boys these titles because they white at the end of the day. They will default. They will when they need to and when it's convenient, they will apply their default setting. And Tober said after she came to, he could have killed her. Good thing that pigskin did. Weather said, I remember dudes mocking the woman. They probably did because, you know, and I will say this is because of this whole, what do y'all like to call it? This gender war. You want to, like, a lot of guys wanted to be petty and piss the divestors off and all this other stuff. And, saying that they didn't have any sympathy for her, just especially, based on the reaction to Kevin Samuel's death. So we're see. Wow, set on fire for Gabe. What kind of mind-boggling SMH? Yeah, there's a story out there where a black woman got set on fire by her white boyfriend, white husband, or something. And she immediately forgave him. I wish I'd have thought to pull that story up. We still can pull it up, but you know, Toya said she forgave him. Aaliyah Taylor forgave Chad Wheeler. Mm, Yeah, 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 likely. I figured that much. I mean, it's a high possibility, yes. Yeah, very high possibility. The Thunder, what's going on? Good to see you, my brother. He said, what's worth, Chad Wheeler or Jeremy Brown? Black men mocked the woman abused by Wheeler, and many defended Jeremy Brown and blamed the woman he punched. Hmm, Jeremy Brown. Yeah, that's not a name that I know. Maybe I've seen the story here and there, but let me see if I can refresh myself on it real quick. Jeremy Brown punched. Let me put it in. Jeremy Brown punched. Oh, Jeremy Brown. He was the one that yeah, yeah. What's her name? Yeah, a lot of people did try to ride with Jeremy Brown on that, and that was just one thing that I really didn't understand. Well, why would you try to ride? Carlisha Hood. Yeah, Carlisha Hood. Yeah. What I didn't understand is why people didn't understand, why this guy was dead. But said the gender war has taken the humanity from black men and black women. What about maybe the humanity wasn't there in the first place? Maybe the humanity wasn't there in the first place. Now we'll share this screen. Let me let's go stroll down. Let's stroll down memory lane. Aaron Peters, what it is? He said, "Get your food." Yeah. So that guy. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. All right. All right. So fair use on this. Fair use is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Not any real need to do a reaction on this because of the m- massive numbers of reactions. But this one right here, this clip right here is what really gained Kevin Samuels all of the hate and all of the ire that he got because, of the things that he said to this young lady. Now, I had to take another listen to it myself now. I'll try to get through the whole video. I'll try to shorten it as much as I can, but all right, let's do this. This is the average at best interview. I'm sure that many of you remember this, and okay, let's get it rolling. Uh, Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels, by the way.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, are you a PhD?
No.
I'm a PhD.
How many dollars you got?
One.
Really?
All right, for all of the social media health experts out there that keep saying this, yes, that is a Red Bull in his hand. and many people said that this is might very well be the reason that Kevin Samuels is laying in a grave right now. And what I have to ask these people is, did you do the fucking autopsy? So, all right. I mean, let me do something real quick. Let me do something real quick. All right, let me do that. Uh, all right.
I'm sorry.
What kind of dog is it?
He's a cane corso.
He's a what?
A cane corso.
What is that in English?
I was trying to go online earlier to own you own that business, or can I put some money and be a business partner? And I'm not looking for that. And I honestly,
hold on. I need to be clear on this subject. Where are you at?
North Carolina.
And you're saying when to tell somebody you own a business?
Because
All right, I apologize. Let me get to the good stuff. Let me get to the good stuff. Get the good stuff. All right, hold on.
Son, if you had a son making that kind of money, would you want him to bring home a woman who had a 13-year-old son from a sketchy father? Or would you prefer him to get a woman who had no children, was younger, and easier to get on his program?
depending on his age,
See what I mean? See what I mean? This goes so deep for Black women. They will even should have been an easy question. No, I would not want my son to bring. I want the best for my son. That should have been the appropriate answer.
Yeah, I know how hard it is for some people to answer certain questions, especially when you answer our people certain questions. Just like when I asked that question on that Facebook post. Okay, which one is worse? And then I get all this fluff and I get all this other bullshit besides the actual answer. So
That's why I sat up. That is bullshit.
yep, I just said that.
You should want the best for your son.
Of course.
But and are you thinking, Micah?
If he brought home a woman, yes, I feel like I'm the exception to the rule. But
no, you're not. That's the problem. You all think you're the exception to the rule, but your life is proven to you that you're not.
I've said that to many guys that you are not the exception to the rules. Like, PJ Washington thought he was the exception to the rule when he knocked up Brittany Renner and all these other guys who foolishly fall for that crap. But
my love life is not that good. I agree with you.
That's my point, and ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men.
oh, okay. For context, I should have played that part. This young lady came up on a disagreement day and tried to do this. Now, although it was a disagreement day and he wasn't exactly happy that he came up there, kind of like halfway, but not so intense feeling of how I feel when I have the smoke show on Sundays and people come up there just to get their shit off and not really give me any smoke or, anything like that. I kind of feel the same way, except for, I'm not going to have the reaction. I might have to start practicing this shit though.
You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want, but you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Yeah, do you know how many mid-30 baby mamas are out there that are probably the same ones that celebrated when this man died? Like their lives were going to somehow get better when Kevin Samuels passed away. But
can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so? Okay, go ahead.
Why is it so what?
Go ahead.
Um, from my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick. That's another one on you lies. No, younger women are all.
Women should get out of the practice of telling men what they want and who's attracted to who. Just like I can't tell a woman who should she be attracted to because it's completely absurd. People act like they have it so figured out when they don't.
Always younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
Yeah, yeah. When younger women are attracted to older men, yeah. And I'll tell you this much: this is why younger guys hate old niggas because when those younger guys were in high school, they had that little crush. This is just a theory of mine. They had that little crush that used to get picked up by the guy in the fancy car and would go off campus for a little while and come back with a big old smile on her face. And for those guys, dreams were crushed. So yeah, I mean, I've known this since high school that that young women are attracted to older guys, and the reason is usually that the older guys were more mature. They had their lives more in order. When they would totally bypass that these guys were sort of. I mean, what is that? I wouldn't say uh the P word so much, but then again,
Oh, can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
Uh-huh. What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
oh, here we go.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up, 5, but when I put myself together, 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So
Did you I mean, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest.
Now here comes the part where everyone acted like they were so offended because everybody looks at themselves like they're such special shit for some reason.
You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average. So,
But ma'am, you please don't make me say it.
She said her body's not average. I mean, I've seen her body. Just my opinion. Uh, nah, nah. I mean, I don't like them. That's them no dukes. That's too skinny. But that's just me. This might be another guy's cup of tea.
say what? I really just wanted some advice. I love your.
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
Oh, there it is. There it is. The straw that broke the camel's back. The the one statement that had all of the baby mamas all across social media wishing that Valhalla would come get this man right now.
I'm taking it in, but
Okay, but you're not accepting the fact that, okay, average looking woman, average looking woman who's older, Average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son. Average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one.
Yeah, because how we are always told as black men that we want women that we are not qualified for. And, I don't exactly like the word qualify. But yeah, what he just got through explaining is something that my dad warned me about. It's like you don't necessarily well, the women in my family said you don't want a ready-made family. My dad, said that you don't want someone whose baby daddy is always that's going to be around because he's always trying to hit the skins, you know, whenever he wants. And I actually had a couple of homies that were like that. You know, I would be looking at like, yeah, these stupid niggas right here don't know that my homeboy who that's his baby mama, he's still fucking her. And that's what really solidified with my dad, who is still alive, that's sitting at home enjoying his retirement and missing his deceased wife, had told me. So my mother. So hey,
And you're making, I mean, I don't want to have to go there, but when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
they don't want average.
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in
Well,
control.
then you're gonna die alone. How about that?
Uh-oh. Hey, let's hear that one again. Oh shit. Now that's the statement right there that really just made everyone just say, uh fuck this guy. Who the fuck does this guy think he is telling this woman this book? This 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 how could he? How could he, goddamn it? How could he? So let's hear that
I mean,
again.
I don't want to have to go there, but when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in
Well,
control.
then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, ma'am. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone. Straight up. Because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities.
And she looking in her phone. Sound like she looking for a life. Well, it looks like she looking for a lifeline. I mean, this is what set everybody on fire on social media. And yeah, Zentober. Yeah, facts, bro. He said the statement that officially made him worse than Satan. Yeah, this just why though. But why? I mean, shoot, one thing that I will always find is that and no mean to offend anyone. It's never meant to offend anyone, but it, people are gonna be offended anyway because, look, like I will always reinforce to you guys, there is no correct way to say these things. These women always trying to put themselves all in the same box instead of going on a case by case basis. So, you know, Kevin Samuels telling this late young lady right here that she was average at best and that she was gonna die alone. He might as well told uh, the majority of the black women on social media that they were average at best and they were gonna die alone, which probably was is true, and that's the cruel reality of it, you know. So just wanted to take that stroll down memory lane, that I don't, is fair use, fair use. Don't want to get hit with any kind of copyright strike or anything, but it won't be by Kevin Samuels. We all know that. So, all righty. So that does it for that video. I hope y'all kind of like that stroll down memory lane. It was she, just like I said again, R.I.P. to the Godfather, Kevin Samuels. But yeah, so let me bring up a couple points real quick. Oh, we almost on our first hour. Almost done with our first hour, but we're supposed to continue to accept their shitty treatment for another 50 years and not say nothing. Hell no. And that's why we're up here in on these platforms, Ray. Uh, just to warn guys, to warn guys that this kind of thing actually exists. So let's see. So all right. So oh yeah. This is just okay. Warning, warning, warning. Very graphic image. I hope this doesn't trigger any. It might trigger survivors of domestic violence, but this is the results of Chad Wheeler, what he did to Aaliyah Taylor. It's not nothing good about that. Nothing good at all. I'm sorry this happened to her. Really am. But some of us aren't. Some of us aren't. Some of us actually went and dragged her about it. So I did put up the fair use. Fair use is scrolling across the bottom of the screen, and I did say fair use uh, several times. D. Scott said, "Did the average chick divest?" Yeah, she did say something about she wanted to, she no longer liked black men. That she wanted to start trying to date white men. I mean, chances are, if you're average to a black man, then you're gonna be a blatant N word to a white man. So but I'm not here to tell you how white men feel. You have to ask a white man. So yeah. So yeah. So there it is. Okay, here's what I want to show y'all. So as a result, as a result, now, we had a lot of women celebrating Kevin Samuel's death. And this image has kind of been going around Facebook and has been catching some attention. Okay, there's this group on Facebook named Kevin Samuels Died, and it has, I think, about 5 or 6 thousand members. And the creator of the group decided to start selling a T-shirt that said Kevin Samuels died, and here we got a certain female, showing off that she bought the shirt. A female that is happy. Yeah, they made a shirt sower seed. They made a shirt. You said only 6K? Yeah, yeah, only 6K. I mean, 6K is still pretty alarming for a group like that. But just just like I said earlier, I never want to do things that are in poor taste. But this is definitely in poor taste. And odds are this bitch is single. I have no qualms with calling this woman a bitch at all. At all. So again, they got the Kevin Samuels diet T-shirt right here, and on the right, I'm like Chad Wheeler hatred where. Although Chad Wheeler is a much bigger piece of shit than Kevin Samuels. Yeah, literally bigger than Kevin Samuels. Um, Nobody wants to discuss this anymore. Nobody wants to discuss how Chad Wheeler almost took the life of a black woman. No one wants to discuss it. But Kevin Samuels dying now, Clearly this bitch is doing this shit for attention. This is probably this picture right here, this image is probably the most black men have ever laid eyes on her. Yeah, her and her. If you look closely, you know she has a mustache. Look like she tried to wax it off, but you know what they say about facial hair on women? Every time they try to shave it off, it comes back even thicker. So you know, but yeah, this right here is definitely in poor taste. Like you know, I treat people like I want to be treated. I don't expect you guys to do anything in poor taste, and I won't do anything in poor taste like post Jamie Foxx's dead sister as a joke. Which you know, by the way, I did not know it was Jamie Foxx's dead sister when I posted that meme. But you know, these hoes know that Kevin Samuels is dead. This is definitely in poor taste, and you know, people like this, there's a special place in hell for them. I don't give a fuck what Kevin Samuels got up here on YouTube and said. For everything that everyone else says on YouTube, Kevin Samuels is not near the worst person that you could find on YouTube. Not near, not. It's not even close. It's not even close. So again, for those of you who are watching that don't like the mirror being put up, that are in the clouds, where's the hatred for Chad Wheeler? Where is it? Where is it? You know, I know that there are some guys out there that's like, well, that's what that bitch get. You know but you know we got to take it like this. If we're going to say that black men that date white women haven't said anything bad about black women, then you know we have to say have the same attitude toward the females. And I know a lot of you guys are probably not going to agree with that, but whatever on that, that's just, you don't have to think exactly like me. But yeah, so let me show. But you know, and although people act like they don't know who Chad Wheeler is, they definitely remember this situation now, don't they? Oh, they went in on this one. They went in on this one. This the young man in the picture is as dead as Kevin Samuels is. His name is Christian Ovenselli, and he was deleted by the young lady that he is in the picture with, and everyone thought he deserved it. And it's because of some past posts that he made on social media that kind of berated black women. You know, people saying that he deserved it because he thought, because it was one of those grass is greener situations, and that's what he stated on his social media. And because of because of hurt feels, people saying that hey, to hell with this guy. You know, Becky killed him. They even cheered this. They even cheered this Becky on for killing him. But we have this mentality in our community that if you're dating a white woman, if you're a black man that dates a white woman, and something bad happens to you, you deserve it. That's the mentality. It's not exactly a mentality that I agree with, but if you are if you are speaking like that the grass is greener on the other side, then it's better with white women, then you're going to get hit with tragic irony in these situations. Now, I don't know whether she's been convicted or not, or I think that she's been, last I heard, she was being evaluated for mental health or whatever. But, that's the excuse they're going to use for them. You know, but this is we're still to this day being reminded of this right here. As black men in general, we are being reminded that this happened. You literally have to jog their memory about this. Again, graphic image, you know, if it if it triggers any, if seeing this image triggers any victims of domestic violence, my bad, but just know I never beat a woman or even beat a woman to this point, let alone beat a woman. You can't get people to remember this or who this is, or even this guy's name, but they will always remind you that this happened. No matter what, they will remind you that this happened. You know, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and she is pretty. You know, this woman in the pic, she is pretty, pretty deadly. I mean, but that's just what it is. He's gone, and he paid the ultimate price for trusting a little bit too much. So, Ivan Raid. Oh, what is up? RPM, what's good? Dude's name is Chrissy Talaferio, the one behind the group. Yeah, I hope he at least got one blowjob for that shirt. I hope he did, cause well, it'll be in poor taste by waiting for the big O to go. Who's the big O? Said that mustache is dying to come back on her face. Yeah, it's running back like Jesse fucking Owens. His posts were in poor taste, but he didn't deserve this. No, he didn't. And those motherfuckers deserve to rot in the worst pit. Show outspoken introverts. What going on? They celebrated Kobe dying. He never said an unkind word about them because they feel as if there's this major betrayal if a black man dates out. You will never hear such vitriol about people like Serena Williams and Eve. Serena Williams and Eve are two key examples. Eve can come in, make whatever comment she wants about the black community, and go back to her white husband. Serena Williams tried to play pro black, and then after she dated Drake, shit, married a white guy. I mean, you know, all the happiness in the world to them, but hey, it's they're two examples of the blatant hypocrisy that goes on in our community, and they know this. All of them do. He said Oprah, Oprah. Oh yeah, yeah. I know many people will be against it, but I'm gonna take one. Oh, okay. Yeah, Oprah has actually admitted that she spread it. Oprah actually admitted that she spread it negative propaganda against black men. Now, so it's like this: how can we not remember who are the actual offenders and be so triggered by a guy who just had a million? He blew up to 1 million subs. In fact, I'm looking at his sub count now. I stopped sharing the screen. He's at 1.77 million subs. People are still subbing to his channel. People are still subbing to the man's channel. Earthian, what's going on? Kobe was the final straw for me. Man, look, let me tell you something. I knew something was real fucked up when Birth of a Nation, Nate Parker's Birth of a Nation, got all the backlash that it did. They had virtual watch parties for Meghan Markle and made her an honorary black woman. Yeah, she's like a quarter black. And they was like, "Oh, she black, she black. Oh, I can marry a prince too." They was saying all of that stuff. Robert Mustafa Muhammad, what's going on? Great teachings, big brother. All righty. Black women have been showing their ass since the plantation. Yeah, she booty popping for massa. Yeah. So why don't we remember the true monsters? Like this guy right here. You wouldn't even have known this guy's name if I didn't have it on the screen right here. Ryan Insinia. This was the police officer that pulled over Sandra Bland and took her to jail, which would eventually lead to her death. Now, the rumor on the street is that picture is they photoshopped her eyes into that picture. That was a picture of her actually being dead, which you can't believe everything you see on the internet. You can't believe it, but we know for a fact that Sandra Bland is dead. We had to say her name hashtag, which was a dedication to Sandra Bland. But nobody even knew this guy's name right here or kept his name in the media. They didn't. And I don't believe that anyone has been charged since then for her death. Now, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Somebody could have been charged, or the charges weren't pursued properly or whatever. So that's why I have a chat, because I know that at least three or four of you are much smarter than I am. And I will give you that respect and I will give you that credit. So Rogish, the billmonger, says, killed within the precinct, and when that happens, there's supposed to be Hadoukens talked about. Yeah, Hadoukens, Street Fighter reference. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the big letdown of Sandra Bland was she was on her way to a function or something, and she tried to call her sorority sisters, and none of them came for her. None of them came to her rescue. So that's kind of on the B dub. It's kind of. But how she ended up dead, nobody knows except for them police officers and Sandra Bland herself, which is very, very sad. But the point of me even putting this image up here is because why is this guy right here not a bigger monster than Kevin Samuels to these people, to the bitter B dubs and the simps? Yeah, because them simps are still all over social media booty popping at this man's death. Little Chris Talaferio is still booty popping over Kevin Samuels' death. But guys like him doesn't have the balls to keep this man's name out here. Brian and Cynthia, and the many cops that had gunned down black folks like Michael Brelow. Y'all don't even know who Michael Brelow is. Remember that black couple that was in the car chase? I forgot what state it was. Michael Brelow hopped on the hood and emptied 6 clips into the windshield. Total overkill. And he got off. Are our people genuinely afraid of white people, or they don't care? Is there a level of apathy when they do something to us? And then this Daniel Holtzclaw going around raping prostitutes. It's still rape. Why isn't he a big monster? Hmm? I mean, shit. The same. Cleveland. That's where Michael Brelow was. Cleveland. Okay, thanks for the reminder. Judge Dre and Robert Mustafa Muhammad. Yeah, Daniel Holtzclaw. Now, as much as they cape for sex workers now, and now basically rap has become stripper culture, you can't act like Daniel Holtzclaw doesn't matter. You can't act like that. Oh, look, Jason Pope. Black men keep that name up more than black women do. He's sitting around here infecting women with HIV. Shoot, I was looking at Gender Warlord's community post. He put up a screenshot of Paris Milan. She got Jason Pope all over her thumbnail, and she talking about some black men and white men's bodies. And then we keep sitting up here pretending like it's the black manosphere that's keeping up the gender war. I'm sorry. Quick question: where does this hatred from black women stem from? Oh man, I have no idea. I think wanting to cultivate the favor of white supremacy, if you ask me. Shit. I mean, the only like I can give you one example. Alice Walker wrote The Color Purple while being married to a white man. He would subsequently divorce her, because he figured out like a lot of white boys figure out she only married me because I'm white.
Yeah, this myth of white womanhood, this forgetting that black men have had the exact same struggles that black women had. Well, maybe our struggles probably were a little bit more difficult because, you know, in our history, Jim Crow, it was the business owners, that were getting hung, that were getting lynched because, they didn't want us to achieve any type of start on any generational wealth. And you had discriminatory laws that kept many black men from taking care of our families. Not to say that that's a major excuse, but it happened and it was what it was. So you had a lot trying to defect, trying to thinking that there's this holy grail if they hook up with white men. I'm not saying that some of the situations weren't absolute love and genuine feeling, but shit, you talking about like you talking about around the time where Emmett Till was lynched, they sitting up there fighting the court systems to marry white men. So really, I couldn't tell you where the hatred came from. It's just there. It just exists. If they're, maybe one of the PhDs that are in this space could have a better answer than I do for that. Somebody like a Dr. Tia Johnson or a Green Gorilla, they probably got a better answer than me. More than likely they do. But the reason why we don't know is because black men we haven't said shit. We didn't say shit for a lot of years they were doing that. Therefore, there was not a real deep dive into the psychology of such. Put them in danger. Okay. I think the B Dub projects their severe hatred she has for herself on the black man. That's why there are no complaints for white boys. Hmm. Yeah, because there's this thing called accountability. It's like one thing I noticed in the discussions that I would have with certain B Dubs that there's never any taking on responsibility for how they feel. They're always blaming men. They're always blaming black men for how they feel. It's never like, okay, just like when they used to do dumbass posts inside their Facebook group, I'll be like, well, they will always blame men for the way they posted. I was like, no, you chose to post this way. This came from you. This didn't come from anybody else. This didn't come from anybody. This came from your fucking brain. So you need to take responsibility for how you feel. Period. This ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Y'all stay mad about shit that niggas post 6 months ago. Earthian says it stems from them not being the white girl. Yeah, that myth of white womanhood. This 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 so-called standard of beauty. Now for B dubs out there that believe that that the standard of beauty is white women, I would like to ask them why. Why do you believe that white women are beautiful? Shoot. I mean, black men for some reason we have our reasons, pussy. But what's your reason? Then Tober says some people say it's always been there. That way boy said, yo, Earth, I saw a black woman with a blonde wig on today. Wow. RPM said feminism. Feminism. Yeah, it's feminism put a battery on it. Feminism put a battery on it because it's like, let me see. If I could stick it to some point in history, I guess it would be like once, and I want to see if I get this correct. And anybody in the replay gang also can put it in the comments if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong. But post slavery, they were going to give black men the right to vote, but they weren't going to give it to black women. So what white women did was, because black men were going to get, and this was something that was actually made aware. Donnie had made me aware of this. Um, Said that white women went to black women and was like, "Oh, okay, so uh, because white women were upset, you gonna give these niggas the right to vote before you gave us the right to vote? You don't get the fuck up out of here." So they went to black women and it was like, "Oh, okay, so they just gonna give you the right to vote, and they're gonna give black men the right to vote, but they're not gonna give you the right to vote." Also, the teachings of William Cartwright, saying that if you gave black men any kind of financial or voter independence, then it will lead to the oppression of black women. Something that was reinforced by Bell Hooks. Now, when Bell Hooks died, and any black men make fun of her being dead in mass. I do remember a couple of black men saying it, and one in particular was a content creator said Bell Hooks should rot in hell. But that was about it. It was not in mass. Black men didn't even halfway care because a lot of black men don't even know their fucking history, but a lot of us do. So yeah, so that will probably be my biggest guess, is that post slavery black men were gonna get the right to vote, but white women went to black women like they were setting up black women for black men to put them in an oppressive system. But like I said, I could be wrong. Yeah. I mean, black men took on the hatred for us from white men and women. But see, the funny thing about that RPM, white women instilled that in black women and went home to their white husbands and continued to reproduce. Judge Ray said it's a scam. Petway Boy said, "Yeah, I don't see another group of women that has this much hatred for their men." Now, other groups of women are starting to give their men problems, but as far as flat out hatred, uh, other groups of women, uh, other groups of women do care about the preservation of their own kind. So I wouldn't say the hatred runs that deep. Uh, as it does for our women for us, right? Another racist standard of beauty shouldn't matter to them. Yeah, because I say this, black women for real, when they're on when they look their absolute best, they're the most beautiful women on the planet. When they look their best, can't no other woman compete with a black woman, but they don't take that into account. Their dog shit souls really is what erode them and make them ugly. That way boy said I definitely heard that too. Welfare came around that time. Judge Dre said, which is true. Oh, long live the habitual line steppers. My habitual line stepper brother, the Roger Report, is in the building. That's how it went. That's about how it went. You're right, Kev. Yeah, in fact, that was a discussion that me, you, and Donnie were having a while back. And you guys made me aware of that. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, is the thing is about that is this. This is why they see black men's podcast as problematic. And that's why that narrative has gained so much strength. Um, Number one, they're not used to it. They're still not used to it. They're still not used to black men um, stating what stating our opinion and stating what we observe and what we experience throughout our everyday lives with our people. Another reason is Kevin Samuels. There was no way that they could get around what he was saying. All they could do was ad hominem, you know, insults, called a man gay, all this other shit, and and also do dumb shit like this. Wear a shirt that says Kevin Samuels died. Now, if any of those people from that group were to see this, oh, they whining and crying about the T-shirt. Oh, the Kevin Samuel lights. Oh my god! And I'm like, shut up, bitch. That's all I would say, for real. Some of these folks just seriously aren't worth it, but they are worth a mention because what we need to do is we need to warn people about people like this before they come under their influence. So, and that is definitely what I'm about. I hope that more black men, I hope that 10 or 15, 20 more black men start a podcast tomorrow just because of shit like this. Get the word out, get the info out. Yeah. Fuck them hoes. Shit. So, general consensus in the chat would say Chad Will is worse than Kevin Samuels. Overall, many would say Kevin Samuels is worse because of feelings. Let me do this real quick. See if anybody wants to come up real quick. If not, then it is what it is. Then Tober says the fact they felt the need to make a shirt and Facebook group means Kevin Samuels' work had an effect. Can you imagine dying and still hitting people in the chest with the truth? Can you imagine that? Well, I tell you, a lot of us wish we had that effect on people. A lot of us do. It's called a lasting legacy. One girl on that post was like, "Ooh, when you do your show and when your daughter peek in the room and listen to you, she gonna be devalued as a black woman." And then I turned around and told that bitch, "So you want the place of a little girl? That's what you're telling me? You want to be treated like a fucking child?" And please, for the love of God, I wish people would just stop bringing up the fact that I have a kid because hey, as far as she goes, she has a chance. You blew it, you fucking dumbass. What's up, Dre?
What's going on? I'm sitting here practicing my dancing for the when the big O goes. But yeah, yeah, y'all can talk about me now. I tell people all the time. Sometimes you want to get something changed, you got to be radical yourself.
All right, so not to say that. Okay, guys, the views that are expressed by panelists ain't necessarily the views of the channel, but
Mhm.
Dre, let me just ask you this question. So, how many fucks are you giving about what you just said?
About what?
I mean, how many?
About what? What
What you just said, man.
about her? About what? About how many
Right.
fucks?
So
Oh,
your
I'm giving a
dance
lot.
move.
I'm giving it tons of fun. Fuck, tons of them. A
You get.
month's worth.
You,
A
okay.
month's worth. Yeah, plain and simple. Look like remember.
Hey,
See
based on
that.
based based on what you said, I thought you would have said I give zero fucks
No. Are you talking about this situation or when she goes?
when she goes.
Oh, I'm gonna give a ton of fucks on talking about it. I'm going like literally. I'm gonna literalize. When they finish, when I'm finished, they're going to make it against the law. I'm gonna get a law changed. Remember, I told you the best way to get laws changed, got to be something got to stand out. You got to do
Okay.
something to stand out.
Okay.
After a while, they'll give respect to the people that's dead. After what I'm done.
Okay. And just for clarification, who do you believe was worse, Kevin Samuels or Chad
Oh,
Wheeler?
Chad Williams, of course, but to black people, this is the problem here. They don't care nothing about that, and they'll say everything. It does not matter when it comes to anything. It always matters what a black man does. Period. Has no everything else is doesn't mean anything. What a black man did, that's all that matters. Period.
Okay.
I mean, you're a black man. You should realize it. You know, I see it all the time.
Okay. All right.
I mean, think about it. Just like our perfect example, I said like today, I said black women can come out and call you all types of names, slap you, spit in your face, this, that, and the other. You push her after she hits you. Why you push her? You didn't need to do that. And I'm like, well, you realize, you know what I'm saying? It's the story of black women, period. It doesn't matter what you do. There is no way to win when it comes to them. There is the only way to win with black women is to ignore them. I mean, like literally, you realize you miss black men missed a learning lesson in the movie War Games back in the day. You remember that movie War Games when we were little? Real
Yeah.
old movie. He said, "Strange game. The only winning move is not to play, and that's the only way you can win with black women."
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Before I ask Chaos Rain to say what he's gonna say, got to do this real quick.
Now I'm feeling objectified by your male gaze. Damn.
I should have known that was gonna happen.
Jackie defending Kevin Samuels. Do you think a bitch ain't gonna dislike this video? When they
Yeah,
compare the white man to Kevin Samuels, they said they're gonna pick the white man that beats him to blade pulp, punches him like in the face like multiple times, and still will get out there outside, right in front of the jailhouse, hand and knees, saying, "Oh, Mr. Charlie, Mr. Charlie, please take me back.
Take
I
me
want
back.
to. I want to suck it for them."
So you are so true. You are so true, Chaos. I have seen because I was in a highly white people area, and I've seen white men who are admitted racist. They've called black men and other black women the N word so many damn times, and
Mm-hmm.
but yet they still have sex with black women. And on top of that, it would be times where these black women would still come to these white men's defense, like, well, they got a mental problem or they just been through a lot. And I'm like, dude, this motherfucker is calling. And I'm like, you got a black son. This dude is calling black men nigga, and you were sucking his dick. Well,
Let
it
me
was
tell you
just.
something. Let me tell you something.
Mhm,
I have a Facebook friend that's a single mom, and I know at least she got at least two sons.
mhm.
She's always posting Cynthia G videos on her profile.
God
No.
damn.
I got you beat. It's a guy. It's a guy. If remember that site tag, it's a guy who's very popular. He always drives runs like a Mustang convertible thing somewhere in West Virginia. And this dude is like a known straight up racist, but he's always banging black chicks, and they come out the fucking woodwork to protect him. Dude's been banned like many a times off the platform. And I go to show you how long ago that was. And I mean, and he uses the same picture. You know exactly where this shop is, where he works on these Mustangs. He's a Mustang dude, loves Mustangs. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, this dude is a straight up but he only fucks with black women. And on top of that, it was black women coming out to protect this motherfucker when shit went down when black men was about to kick his ass. It was black men kicking his ass and about to kick his ass, and white men about to kick his ass. They're like, you making us look bad. So it was white people and black people and it was black women coming to his defense.
To save it.
You could not believe that shit. It was black women though. And you just like, damn.
To save Mr. Charlie.
I mean, I just right. I remember telling them. I remember it was black women that would call and talk. Think about this is a nigga on the internet, and you done called and had conversations with me about I should just leave the dude alone. I said, look, he ain't really getting no real estate in my head, but I realize I'm pissing his ass off, so I'm doing it for a reason. But and it was just like, wait a minute, you would call and talk to me. I mean, there was some women that was even offering other dudes, some trim to leave this nigga alone. Now that's some fucked up shit when you think about it.
Let me show you.
This was back then, let alone now.
Mm-hmm.
Can you? I mean, can you imagine what's up? I mean, like think about her. If you remember the whole story with the Chad Wheeler thing, actually, he said when she woke up, "Oh, I thought your ass was dead."
That's the only
Nah,
reason.
Mhm.
like what?
I, yeah,
When you see
I think that's the only reason why she's still alive because he thought she was dead.
No, he said that, and that was maybe I remember the story because I paid attention. I read it too many times. I hate to say. I remember I'm a good movie line person. That's why you hear me reciting the movie lines and stuff like that because I remember that line. She said, "Oh, I thought your ass was dead." I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Here's a question, bro." I'm like, "Ladies, if you really stand up for black women, I mean, you ain't no other women come out and say that he might have hit me too." If you know what I mean, you get that. Y'all could come out. Hey, man, he hit me too. Get the dude arrested, something. Come on,
Yeah,
man. I mean, what? But yet, think about it. But yet, you can be upset at a man who called a woman who called herself average. He didn't call her average. She called herself average first. So he was just using her terminology because he never judged her. She said, he said, you're average at best after she said
yeah, yeah. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Most Americans are average. Most of us are
it.
average.
No
Most
shit.
of us. Most
Right.
of us. How's that an
Right.
insult?
Right. No, but this is the problem. And but it technically is not an insult to me. And like if I told, hey nigga, Kevin, you ain't shit, you just average. Kevin ain't gonna be like, well, okay, eh. Like say I was $1 million dude and Kevin only made 70,000. And I said, nigga, you ain't shit, you just average. Most men would just be like, okay, eh. I mean, like it doesn't. I mean, like literally, even if that person, what I mean, if Elon Musk came in here and said, "Hey, you're just average," most men ain't gonna even throw up a big fuss about it. Yeah, okay, I am. Now, Beyonce told some average, "Hey, but sweetie, you just average." Oh my gosh, that's the end of the
What? Huh? No, no, no. They'll take it from Beyonce. They probably
world.
they'll probably put a pillow over their face and pull the
No.
trigger. Like,
Oh yeah. Okay. No. I don't even
yeah,
see. This is the thing. Is this? This is the thing I say that I give an example, and I see that so many times, so many women are so on cold when it comes to stuff. 'Cause I got a friend of mine that we can go up back and tell her she's an old lady and all like that, and I try to tell her that this, that, and the other about how certain women act and all like that. She said, "Well, no, I don't believe all women like that." And I said, "Oh, but wait a minute." So I had to point out to her. I said, "You're the only one in your family that's actually normal and doing successful. So if there were so many women out there like you, where the fuck are they?" And I remember I shut her up one time with that. I said, right. I said, see, this is the problem is I think that sometimes that's the thing that's been just sold to y'all. I say, you're the outlier in your family. Here I am. Well, if people, women like you are common, why are they so few and far between? She hadn't even admit. But I mean, you got to really pin them in the corner and nail it down, like just fill the room up with water and only give them one breath before they actually admit anything.
let me ask you a question. Do you think that like the question that's in the topic? Do you think is a legitimate question? Who is worse?
Technically, technically it shouldn't be, but to black women it is. Like to me, this is one of those feelings questions where it has no fucking logic at all. Like it's to me, it's like anybody with a half a brain cell would know that there's no even fucking consideration. I mean, could you at least you would be better off showing Chad Wheeler and Derek Chauvin. Which one's worse?
Man, man, they probably
Then,
treat the
then give us something hard. Give us something hard. That should be like you should have a second done. I mean, that should be over with. But unfortunately, to black women, Hate to say the worst thing a black man can ever do to a black woman, and you should all know this. Anybody that has a kid or whatever dealt with any type of black woman. As soon as you don't give them what they want, you're the worst thing in the world. I tell people all the time how to be a deadbeat dad as a black man. Don't do what your baby mama tells you to do. You're a deadbeat dad. Nothing else. Everything's all out the window. Why is that? Doesn't matter. You didn't give me what I want, or you didn't do what I told you. That's it. It doesn't take nothing. I mean, like
Sorry.
literally, you see, you could like, just give an example. It was black women getting other black men fired for liking a post. You didn't comment at all. You liked it. You know?
All right. Chaos Rain. What's good? Where you at? Okay. Well, when Chaos Rain is ready to speak, look up on the screen, Dre.
Yeah, I'm right. Wait, let me speak before you do
All
the
right.
thing on the
Uh,
screen.
all
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
yeah. Go right ahead. Go
When they
ahead, chaos.
compare
Go in on
Kevin
that.
and when they compare Kevin and the Chadwell, which is a really good description, it lets you know there's no really comparison. If white men did, which he still do today, to black people, including black women especially, black women are fine with it. You will never see him do no videos, any all content create women about this Caucasoid when he does violence towards them. Never. And if they do the videos, it's only when black men talk about it to throw it in their fucking face, and they're gonna say, "Well, see, is you might the Mr. Charlie might do it, but you guys do it 10 times more than Mr. Charlie." I said, "What? Huh?" So, but you missed the point, bitch. You're still getting abused, and not only you getting abused, but now you're picking which you prefer, which person is in their right mind to abuse you. That don't make no fucking sense. I thought you said abuse is abuse. Anyway, that's what I say.
Mm, all righty. All right. So, well, we looking at the screen right now. Um, when I posted this one year on my Facebook page about how we're willing to save, white people from black justice, what is the first thing you think happened? Had a had a black dude come in and said, "I know this woman, and she really, really loves her people." First person to say that. Now, now we know it's not going to go down like this in Montgomery. We already know that. But this was, I guess, there was this white supremacist, racist guy who were about to get attacked and beat up by an angry mob, and this black woman right here,
I remember that.
jumped in like a Florida Evans, and it's like, no, oh, don't hurt
I remember that actually.
him. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think she caught a lot of flack for it.
Mhm. Well, I
And
mean, this is the thing too. That one of the this is one of the things too. Sometimes I always think that in her case, in that situation, because I remember that episode too. In her situation, I just believe that she was just one of those black women who just think that because there were black men and people there, they would just it was in black men's job duty to listen to her. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of black women do feel that under any circumstances, any black woman can come up anywhere and you better listen to them. And you see, that's how they carry themselves, right?
yeah, I guess I
I mean,
thought
think about it. That's how
my
she was yelling stop and all that because there was a video of it too. She was yelling stop and all that, right? Yeah, I remember.
yeah. Oh, what up, hybrid? What up, hybrid? Catastrophic impact X83rd power.
Mhm.
Yeah. What I believe is she might have thought, it might have been that whole, save the white man deal, but it could have also been like she thought that she was doing the right thing. by not letting this racial justice happen to this particular race soldier right here. Because Florida Evans thought that she was doing a Christian thing by making all these decisions that kept them in the ghetto. This might have been the same mentality. You know what? Yeah, yeah.
In that incident, because I believe that was
Uh-oh. People got him. People got Dre. But yeah, um, yeah. The fact of the matter is that she sort of, even though I think she caught a lot of flack for this, she sort of got a pass for this too. Now, I'm not gonna give her too much hell, but the thing is, we don't say white supremacists at all. We don't do it. Too much history behind that shit. But what you were
yeah
saying, Dre?
yeah. I think that wasn't that during that was before they had body cams and stuff on cops. That was back then. And so I can see some reasons on why people would enact then, and I can give them a little bit more flack because they knew that, like we knew growing up that the cops would do a lot of bad shit. I do admit some of us, because I do admit I never thought it was as bad as we've seen. Because I tell people all the time, well, if the body cams are catching them doing this, imagine what they was doing before the cameras, you know. But I believe that sometimes some of them thought, hey, you hurt a white guy, black people hurt a white guy here, you're gonna have your kids are gonna take that punishment. You know what I mean? So maybe she had kids and figured, hey, my son, I got a son in that age group that's coming of age, about to start driving or whatever. I'm trying to make sure that these motherfuckers ain't got itchy trigger fingers.
Yeah,
So I can somewhat give her a little bit of leeway because stopping a mob of people fighting is a lot different than over just a small incident or just saying, well, that woman got her ass beat up by the shit of hair, and then you saying, well, leave him alone. That's a big difference, you know?
yeah, yeah. Let me respond to this comment Hybrid made.
Mhm.
Man, man, I hate that because the guy is a heel character in the UFC, and everybody, like including his hometown, wanted to see him lose. And I wanted to see him win that. And then what you follow it up saying is exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. The white dude, Sugar Sean O'Malley, acts like a hood nigga and is co-signed by Snoop Dogg. The fuck out of here! Why do we do that shit? Why do we do that shit? Why do we accept these old acting black white boys? Why do we do that? Shoot, I get tired of this shit. And Snoop Dogg, he kind of compromised his damn self.
Snoop Dogg's a fucking sellout anyway. Snoop Dogg had plain and simple. I used to like Snoop back in the day and all that. Snoop Dogg's a fucking sellout anyway.
God damn.
That's it, plain and simple. That nigga couldn't even admit, especially when that dumbass. You already knew that he was fucked up when that dumbass said he was better than Eminem. I mean, like literally, they don't even mention Snoop Dogg when you say top rappers.
No, not for real.
Nowhere. Right. Thank you. You'll hear Eminem's, Tupac, Biggie, Jay Z, Nas. You don't hear maybe even Lil Wayne. You don't hear Snoop. I mean, no offense. The only I ain't gonna lie. That Snoop Dogg style was the shit. But you ain't done shit since then. To me, you ain't had no memorable shit since Dog Style. I mean, the shit with that because that was one of them records you could put in and play the whole damn thing. You didn't have to skip a song.
Yeah.
You know.
Man, saying and Rakim co-signed with that shit too. Man, good God, what's wrong with these dudes? I think I know what's wrong with them. They got handlers. Snoop Dogg especially. They got handlers. Like, cause I lost it for Snoop Dogg when he let old girl threaten him, and then he went apologized to Jada Pinkett and all them about calling old girl. Who he was talking about?
Gail King.
Yeah, Gail King.
See, I go to show you. I remember that's the reason why I got my name Judge. I remember the details. Yep. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here banging away.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. He said no. Rakim as in legendary rappers. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, Rakim is legend. Yeah, Rakim is definitely legendary. Hybrid Catastrophic Impact X83rd Power says they be hating on the black fighters most. Aljamain Sterling, John Jones, Izzy, Kamaru Usman. They don't hate on Conor McGregor when he acts up. Yeah, it's the same thing throughout sports. Like, when white boys act up on the football field is alright. When Cam Newton did the dab in the end zone, they hated that shit. They even got him sensitivity classes for that shit.
Well, remember, just like the same thing with even with the women's sports. It was okay when a woman was doing the "you can't see me" motion when they was doing it to her last week, not 6 months ago. Last week. Now a black girl do it when they beating your ass. Now it's a problem. Oh, that's unfortunate. Now we should, you know what? We should let the both teams come to the White House. Bullshit.
Oh, we got Art Install TV in the building. What is up, my brother? What it is? But yeah, yeah, a hybrid. I know exactly what you're talking about. They hate on Aljamain. They've been hating on John. John been a heel for the longest. Yeah, they've hated on Izzy for the longest. Kamaru Usman. Who was that white dude that beat Kamaru Usman, or was it a black guy? But when he got beat, they celebrated that shit.
Of course, of course.
Man said,
You sit there.
remember Strom Thurmond that hid his black daughter for years.
No.
Let's see,
Well, I mean, sometimes it's you got to sense sign. Times are changing, and one of the things that I say where a lot of people, it depends on like I said, like some people have to sell out. Like Snoop Dogg, he wants to live in a means that he can't afford to live in. So like certain people can't have those positions and stand up for black people because some of them people say, well, fuck it. I'll go ahead and be the sellout as long as I'm getting all this money because I'm taking care of 50 people in my family. Where you need somebody who they can't be bought by money. And I believe that's one reason why a lot of people don't like Elon Musk. Because the nigga say, well, I understand, but I'm still going to do what the fuck I want to do.
mm,
And I think that people like that he's got money and he still opens his mouth and say what the fuck he wants. That's what really hurts people more than anything. Or say you got a person who's not materialistic. Like I remember, I was surprised that this space ever took off like it did. And I said certain content creators are good for saying being able to say some things that they don't have to worry about their children and stuff being harassed at school or whatever. Because it takes a strong person to stand up and say something, especially when you fight anything for black men, because they're gonna come out and find everything. Yeah,
yeah.
any little thing they can talk about you, like in a group this week. All I said was I said my same line. We should treat women like forgotten plants on the back porch. I didn't say the last part that I don't want to say with P. Man, these people went and drug up pictures of my cousin, posting pictures of him all online, posted me. Think about it. Calling me gay, and like 50 people in this thing called me gay. I called a person trash. I got banned for 30 days. All I did was say the word trash. I'm gay. I'm a fag. I don't know what to do, and it's fine. I
Oh
call
yeah.
somebody trash, and I'm banned. And I'm just like, wow, you know. But I mean, it's just like that. You are not, as a black man, you're not supposed to defend yourself when it comes to anything.
You're not supposed to
No matter.
defend yourself. You're not supposed to come on this platform and
Mm-hmm.
say any of your bad experiences,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the women,
Mm-hmm.
especially
Of
with
course.
that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was a
Well,
that was a
mm-hmm.
lesson that, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, hybrid catastrophic impact, 83rd power. They will do that shit.
Yeah.
You say one thing, you say one little thing that offends they
Mhm.
old sensitive asses. They going all on your profile posting pics.
Oh, well,
Re-
this is the problem.
no,
They posted pictures of my kid, and I brought it up. I said, "Yeah, oh, this probably because they're saying he's got three kids, maybe four." And I said, "No, that's my little cousin." I said, "Yeah, what did you say?" And I told him, I said, "Yeah, his mother and father are still together, not unlike you guys." I said, "The boy is 4 years old, can read, does
yeah,
not know." I said, "He can read. He can tell you what certain tools are. He's driven an excavator already. He's driven a mini excavator already. He can tell you tell you the solar system and name galaxies. He can name 14 whales. I can only name six. Tell you plumbing, identify plumbing parts and electrician parts. Two tools that electrician use. And I said this, but I said there's a lot of things he can't do. He doesn't know what an Xbox or a PlayStation is. He doesn't know not one fucking dance move, and he doesn't know not one ghetto term.
yeah, yeah.
And I said, now answer that. Immediately they shut up. Nobody said nothing again after that. I'm like, well, how many kids? I said, how many of you kids, how many of you parents in this group can say your child can do that? Nobody. I said, so that goes to show. You can't, not one person can't even say, well, mine can, at 4 years old.
Yeah, yeah. You know the funny part about it, most of them people that drag your family like that will sit up there and justify that girl, that sexy
Oh,
red girl.
yeah.
Talking about my coochie pink, my booty hole brown.
No, no, no. I got you even beat. Two chicks that I used to fuck just sent me a text. They had already contacted them. They said, "Who the fuck is this you done pissed off online?" But what you doing tomorrow? I'm gonna stop by. so
Good,
so I
good
appreciate
lord,
listen. So I appreciate the trolling.
good lord. Shit,
What?
there was a troll. There was a troll that contact. There was a troll that contacted my wife, tried to
Right,
tell all, trying to tell
right,
all kinds of lies to her and everything,
right.
and hope they would disrupt my marriage.
No, no, but think about it. I'm getting laid again. What you doing tomorrow? Hey man, thank you.
But
I think you can troll me any day.
but but this is just to give the listeners an idea of
Those
the
are
price
bullshit.
that you have to pay when you tell the
Hmm.
truth to these fuck bags.
Hmm. Oh, yeah, and I see this is the bad thing is see you have a daughter like if you notice in the last couple months you've always knew that I was outspoken, but you've seen more because my last child is grown. So now that it's like this is, I figure you grown now. Dad can do, and then now I'm gonna really start fighting for us men. So I start naming names now and all that shit. Why? Because the fact is this is now you ain't got no young people you can go after. Like you got to really be careful. You still got a kid that's young, so you got to keep it within reason. I can go real hard out now, and I am.
Man, I ran my vehicle in somebody's front in somebody's living room. They fuck with my kid,
Right,
man. Like that's the only way they take you seriously, man. They gotta see,
right,
they gotta see something tangible. This little safe shit that they pull on the Wi-Fi connection,
right.
like most of these old fuck niggas, shit, they gotta learn for real. People don't learn. They got to, but
Talking about that, we were talking about that like in medieval times. What job did you have? And we was talking, and I was sitting there telling my friend, I said, if I had to say medieval times, like not a famous job, like somebody famous, I said like a person in a village, I was probably an executioner. And they said, what? I said, yeah, because I actually enjoy hurting people that done things to other people. I actually enjoy that. It is just, he said, well, everybody's got a job. I mean, and a couple of my friends say, you know what, Dre? I could see you. I said, right. I keep it within reason, but I actually enjoy that. But I only enjoy people that really need to get it. I said, everybody has a job. Everybody has a role. And some people can't feel that role. And hey, I, I'll fight for the people who have done wrong. And I have no
man,
problem giving them my vengeance.
yeah, man. But the one thing that I always prepare for is to be in a fight by myself. Like it's really It is really a sad thing for me. It's really depressing that when I think about it, because for what I've been to some people in their lives, I feel as if I should have people should have my back more than that. But let me tell you something: when you become a truth teller, um, you'll find out who people really are.
Well, this is the problem. No, you're a man, Kev. It doesn't matter. Just give an example. I've even had people who I've had their backs. If they're a female, under it's so much ingrained in them. Even when you are right, it is hard for them to side with you. Have you ever noticed that? Like when you are right, it's hard for them. They basically their cop out is usually they try to find something you did wrong in the whole situation. Have you ever noticed that? Well, you could have worded it better, or you didn't need to do it like that way. You didn't have to say it then. You could have talked about it later. It's always some type of thing, a deflection to get the word off. So technically, in their book, as long as they have a deflection, you're still wrong, Kev. You should have never done that.
You know what I think it is? People try too hard to win popularity contests with people, and that's what I believe. It's
Mhm.
like it really is. No matter how hard I go for some other people, they're not gonna go
Mhm.
nearly as hard for me
Oh
because
hell no.
they're afraid. Because they're afraid
Well,
of folks.
it's this is the problem, and unfortunately, most of us. This is the thing. Most of us ain't cut out for this, like this type of job. Like sit here to make content and all like that. Remember, I was one of the first ones back then. Or think about it. I work on houses. I could have been making YouTube videos all this time, but it's not my forte. It's not what I like to do. I like to be a panelist and all like that. I used to have to be that person to host the show. I got to set the shit up. I like to just listen and then come on in and talk and say my shit. Think about it. I could fire up a stream instantly and go right back at it. But no, I said that you realize certain people like you, Donnie, all of you people in the Line Steppers, even Kevin, all of them, certain new people, that you had to take the flack to continue to do this. Like even me being a panelist, they don't come after me nowhere near as much as when I was hosting shows. You know, you're doing a lot right now, man. It's a sacrifice.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. I kind of see it as something that I love to do. Though I mean,
Yeah,
believe it
but
or
I
not,
mean, but it's a sacrifice. It's still some things you really have to still be careful. There's risks that come with what you're doing for us, man.
yeah. I mean, it really is really thankless at the end of the day. Like I said,
Yeah,
if I could make, and I'm gonna say this in front of everybody. I wish there were more people here for me to hear, for them to hear this. But if I could make a living just doing YouTube, shit, I
mm,
would. I would.
mm,
I definitely would. I
mm.
mean,
I
shit.
don't think.
I have no shame in saying that. Doing this and being able to make a living off of it, you goddamn right.
Mm,
I
mm,
would.
mm,
No shame in it at all.
Let's see. I was doing it for a while. To me, it's not like I said. It didn't satisfy my urge. My thing was, I love my houses, as you see. I love. But I am glad that I look at it always say I'm glad that I was one of the ones who even just maybe inspired others. You know, like especially when I see people who were around back then, and then I mean think about it. That technically you were on there doing stuff just around Kevin talking about this hard stuff before Kevin Samuels was. You don't realize he might have took it and run with it, as they say, or came with a certain niche. A lot of people, oh, he was trying to steal our to grifter and all that. I said, no, technically he wasn't. He was more of a businessman than all of us. I said, when it comes to that, he had
He he
more.
t-
No, but
he took the business side of it seriously.
yeah, right, right. I told him, I said this. See, remember, I'm a business person, and even I said that. I said this, like even with me, my business could be 10 times bigger than what it is. But it's sacrifices I would have to make if I wanted my business to be 10 times bigger than it is. I'm comfortable with my standard of living. I don't want it to grow anymore. As long as this is what I need, that's it. Because you realize if I want the business to grow and say I wanted Mitchell's Home Repair to be a nationwide company, there were certain things I shouldn't be able to do. I
Thing
shouldn't be
is,
as outspoken as I am online. I shouldn't say certain other things. I mean, clearly, I've said enough shit right now where if if I had a big company, I'd be fucked. You know?
I mean, if not if it's your company.
Yeah, but it's still this is the problem. I wouldn't be fucked, but my employees would be fucked because if say I got 15 employees and now four of my customers cancel because of some shit I said online. Now you got four families that not eating because of that, or you cut them and made it harder on them. Then I realize there's certain things that comes with that. That's why I stand small, more than two, three people. That's all you need. It's enough money. I'm not a materialistic type person, so I don't really need anything. I don't really want for anything. I hate to say the things that I want. I want to see men be able to stand up and speak their mind without being crucified.
I mean,
I mean, like
persecuted.
literally, crucified because that's how bad they're doing. But yeah, first you say because that's basically what they're doing. They may not put you on the cross as you say like that, but you might as well be up on the cross because after you say something that these people don't like, they will destroy your life and make it a living hell. And
And like
unfortunately,
I said, there are people. Like I said earlier, there are people that will unsub me if I say one thing they don't agree with.
of course,
I I,
well,
re-
see,
I I remember when I said Sister George is part of the habitual line steppers, and I got her back.
oh, they, yeah,
People, there were a couple
pissed
guys
was
that
pissed. They was pissed.
yeah, they
Yeah, I remember.
unsubbed me. They unsubbed me because of that. They unsubbed me because of that, and I'm sitting up there like, wow, have I not done enough?
Right. But
Like,
basically, this well, I hate to say that's one of black people's problems too. Black people don't. Black people have taken this thing. It's either all or nothing, and I think that that's the problem. And I said like that's one reason why I don't get along with a lot of people because it's like, yeah, well, some people know what this is how Dre is. He's just that way. And I said the only people I get along with, except me, for me, hey, he's got these issues right here. These things piss him off. He's very outspoken. This, that, and the other. If you don't like people like that, don't be around me. But unfortunately, a lot of people can't say, well, I don't like the fact that Kev is cool with a female and it's supposed to be the manosphere. So I'm just leaving them alone. They can't just say, well, look, I like 80% of what he says. That's fine. I mean, they basically, but see, that's another thing in the problem in the black community. You realize every time it's a new saying, a new type of, if it's a high value man or whatever you want to call the term is this year, everybody wants to be part of that new term. Sometimes motherfuckers need to realize, nigga, you ain't gonna be part of every fucking term. I'm not light skinned. I'm not gonna be part of Team Light Skin. It's just not gonna happen.
man,
And a
look,
lot of people figure if I can't be part of it, I gotta hate it and destroy it. Hey man, I'm just not part of that. You can call it a day.
they can try to hate it and destroy it all they want. They'll be here
Right.
all. They'll be all fucking year.
Right. But if you ever notice that in the black community, we do that a lot. It's like if you can't, it's like if I can't be, because that's that. If you look at it, even if it's not on us, look at the black women. If you can't be part of it, we have to destroy it. That's why they say all women are tens. No, no,
Yeah.
no. All women are beautiful. This, that, and the other. See,
Well,
that's what I said.
not all people aren't beautiful. All people are
Right.
good
They're
looking.
not.
That's a goddamn lie.
Right. I had like, cause I had him tell me,
Tell it.
"Oh,
Stop.
well, you're ugly." I said, "And am I supposed to be upset?"
Yeah, you're supposed to
I
be
said,
upset because
"Because
that's
you
how
told
they
me
will
I'm ugly."
feel. Because
Right. I said,
that's how
"Right,
they feel if they
right." I told him, I
somebody
said, "Because
tell
you
them
told me."
they're ugly.
Yeah, yeah. I told him, "Oh, I'm ugly." Okay. Especially, am I supposed to be upset? No, I think he's gonna delete this post. I said, "No, no, I'm gonna let it stay up because you go look in the group, the post is still up, even though I can't comment for 30 days." So I know they probably wonder what happened. But I'm like, immediately, the same person who I called trash was the one who I noticed contact two women that I, mess with. And it was just like, they called me today, like, hey, Dre, look, who is this person? But it's like, for real? You know what I mean? This is somebody you may know. They sent me a text that they sent me a screenshot of it. And it's just like, I mean, you guys have that much time on your hands? I said, if you notice, I use
Yeah,
my
they do.
government name. I said, I
They
use my government name. I said,
they
I
do.
use my real picture. I use my government name and my real picture. Like when I first started YouTube, I had use my full government name on YouTube, not Judge Dre. It was just given to me. But so you see, I use my government name. Oh, I'm not scared about what anything I say. My friends and my family members know that I'm this way. Why? They say that's Dre. He's always been that way. So if you ain't my friend because of my opinion, then kick rocks. I don't need you anyway. I never. I'm one of those ones. You need me before I need you. But unfortunately, in this world, everybody has got this thing where they want to be liked by everyone, and I think that that's the Achilles heel what they use to pressure our black women into accepting some of this dumb shit. Because sometimes you got to realize that some of these women got to be sitting there saying, "Oh, I don't agree with that," and you can tell. It's like when they talk about all women are tens, and you see the real hot girl sitting up there, and they just standing there. They ain't really saying too much because they know, motherfucker, these bitches do not look that good. But I ain't gonna say shit, you know.
Yeah, yeah, like this. Now you know that group, Kevin Samuel fans. They don't use the Samuels. They took the S off the end. I mean, I think I seen you in that group a couple times. I don't even comment in that group. I commented in that group
Yeah, I
once.
commented. That's the one I got. That's the one that I put the black. That's the one I got
Oh, oh
banned.
yeah, oh
They
yeah,
got me.
cause all they. How you get a 30-day ban in that group?
No, I get 30-day ban from Facebook from my I broke basically they say that like literally I get banned for dumb shit. Like it was an ad that I saw.
All right, all right,
And
all
I
right. What, dude? Before you go off with your little tent,
mm-hmm,
run them 80 sentences again. I just wanted to say this.
mm-hmm,
Like I made a comment in that group, and
mm-hmm.
immediately someone said something about my wife.
Of course.
Immediately,
Immediately.
immediately, and I'm
They
sitting up
all
there
do that.
like, they're like, did your wife leave you because you flipping burgers at TGI Fridays? Which I've never like. They're always coming up with all these places that I supposedly worked at. One
I
one
thought it
week
was
I work
Cracker
at
Barrel back in the day.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Then like I responded with, "Did your mother suck my dick properly before you made this dumbass comment?" I just went
Hmm.
ahead and erased the comment. I was just like, "Nah,
Yeah.
these people ain't worth it."
Yeah.
Like,
They I hate to say that
He
group
said he
there
erased the
is
comment and said, nah, these people ain't worth it. Fuck
I
this.
they're
ain't gonna
not
lie.
worth it, man. They're
You,
losers. These
you,
people that
you,
these people that they dwell in these Facebook group like this, they're fucking losers. They they
well,
they
that
they
group right
lost in
there, they
life.
have it. That's all they do is tear each other up. And that like literally, you want to see some bad posts? Like literally, these motherfuckers will track you down. They track all your family members down, all that shit. And that's group right there. You want to fight?
Because
I
they
ain't say
some
you want a
hurt.
group to
Because they
fight
some
with. Go
hurt
to that group.
motherfuckers. All they do is post each other. All they do is dox in there.
Yeah,
All they do
no,
is
they stay doxing.
dox.
Oh hell yeah! But, but see, I ain't gonna lie. You got to get. I tell people all the time. To me, I believe, yeah, you can go ahead and dox if you want to, and I'm one of those ones. I have no problem with people doxing me, and I have no problem. I mean, I haven't doxed anyone, but don't say I won't. You know what I mean? I never sit one of those sit one to say I won't because I ain't gonna lie. If you do something wrong like that, you damn right I'm gonna dox your ass. You know, plain and simple. Yeah, this is where he lives. Yo, yeah, just that I have no problem with that. Because I tell people sometimes, hey, you should live your life to where you should always want to be held accountable for whatever you do. Period. I live my life that way, so I don't care. I don't care about people knowing where I live. None of that shit.
See, the thing is, Dre, I do.
Well,
I
you
do.
got kids, so you can. I'm grown. I mean,
I do,
no.
man. And then, like I said, if anything odd ever happens, man, if anything odd ever happens because I said something in a Facebook group, I'm gonna put the picture on Facebook, and it's gonna be a motherfucker's dead body because I'm tired of that shit. These people need to learn their fucking lesson, man. Like, you playing with people's lives because they joked on you. It's like these, like I still got stalkers to this day from 6, 7 years ago because some shit I said 6, 7 years ago, and they're black. They're fucking black. Like they're not white racist. They're not these
Mhm.
white. They're not neo Nazis. They're black people.
Well, I'm gonna let you know like this. Black people, I tell people all the time. Remember, I went to a school. I was one of the only black people. Grew up with a lot of racist people. I live in a 40%. My city, 40% Jews. So if you talk about that, so go to show you, if we had a lot of Jews, imagine how many white people we had back then. To know that, I tell people in life, if I could either, would you rather live? I would rather live on a street with the Klan than I would live on a street with two black people that don't like me. I'd rather live on the street with the Klan because it would, because unfortunately, when it comes to us, we do each other way dirtier than the white man ever could. And it's just, and it's sad to say
Yeah, yeah. And
that.
hybrid. That's true. People are so weak that they would go out of their way to do fuck nigga shit because of hurt feelings. Yeah, they
Yes,
will.
yes.
They
Definitely. I remember
they
I told you
will.
I live in a racist community. Like Shaker Heights is a real racist city. That's now a neighboring city. Cleveland Heights, we ain't as bad as we, because a lot of white people have moved away. But imagine when I was younger growing up. Yeah, I mean, never had, like, literally, my problems with white people were so few and far between. I have to think back hard. But if you want to talk about my problems with black people, oh my fucking God. I mean, like literally. And what's so bad is sometimes with black people, the shit will come out the woodwork for no apparent reason. It's like a person will be cool, shaking your hands with you on at Monday at 3:30. Say she know that you this your baby mama and you fuck this bitch or something like that. All of a sudden Thursday, you ain't had no conversation since then. Now you the worst motherfucker in the world and you need to lose your job. You know what I mean?
Or you need to die.
Oh, what's so bad, Kevin? Have you ever you've been cool with a person? Oh yeah, yeah, that. And then they're like, well, wait a minute, what happened? And they're like, oh, I heard that you didn't like so and so, so now I don't like you no more. But I mean, we just had a conversation 2 days ago. Everything was cool. I ain't never done nothing to you. Well, so and so said that you did this, and so, that's how black people are.
Yeah, we got Ray up here.
Go ahead.
What's going on, Ray?
Yeah, what's up, man? How am I coming in?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. What's good?
Oh shit, no, man. Yeah, no. This white dude is the worst versus Uncle Kevin. So motherfuckers trying to make that comparison. They way off. But yeah, I've been listening to what you guys saying, man. You guys go ahead. I'll chime in.
Okay. All right. The RPM said, I wish a nigga would show up to my house. They better be wearing what they want to be buried in. Goddamn right. Yeah. They
Yeah,
said,
man. There's a nice little bullet with their name on it, and then
No,
we
but
prepare
what's
a
so
nice
bad?
little casket for them to
Yeah,
rest
dude.
in, nice and sleep
But,
well. You know.
well,
A
I
bullet.
think this.
I'm talking about putting a hole in their soul. They're getting a whole gauge.
No, no,
Mm.
man. This is the problem. Remember, I told you I've been on the scene since years, and it was like, especially after when Tommy came after me, had all the people, and it was people from Cleveland. And I remember I used to joke, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. And I walk in, they go, and I walk through the house, and you see the front door wide open. Sometimes I leave my door open for days. Ain't nobody coming up in this motherfucker because they saw what I did to the last nigga that did. I said, so you right here in Cleveland, if you wanted to come, you already know where I stay. I mean, you see I've been docked so many times, so you know the address. I said, but ain't not one of y'all motherfuckers come. But I will admit one thing they will do. They'll call your job and try to get you fired from there. They ain't gonna come try to beat your ass. They'll call your job and try to get you fired though. Because that's
oh,
what black
yeah.
people will do. And I said, that's what I said, Ted. Y'all gonna sit up here and talk about this Montgomery shit. Yeah, I'm surprised. The motherfuckers will call your job and I'm surprised. Like you gotta say, hey, I give it to black people. That's the first time y'all motherfuckers handled it how you should have handled it. Came out with the hands, you didn't pull out no guns and no shit like that. But no, most of the time these motherfuckers all these in hell the thing they gonna do is call your fucking job and try to get you fired.
It baffles me to say, okay, so you're getting fired. So that means you don't want them to work. You want them to be a bum. That'll make no fucking sense. That's why I don't like when people, even when people are not self-sufficient and And the problem with it, because people say, well, you work for somebody, so I could stop, I could shut you up. I'm gonna get you fired, shut you the fuck up. I say, wow, okay.
No,
Got
then like I saw one of these people with a screen name that not their profile picture. Like it was
it.
a stream where they were talking about people getting doxxed. This same person whose real name is not on the screen that has a cartoon for a profile picture talking about it goes with the territory. And I'm sitting up there like, that's why you're using a screen name with a cartoon for a fucking profile picture. You don't want anybody to know who you are.
It's bitch made shit, bro.
Yeah,
Very bitch made.
extremely bitch made.
Well,
But,
that's the
but, but
true essence of a hacker, though.
But not even a hacker. But if you always notice, is this, and this is the scam that the people don't know about in the social media sites don't want you to know about. They realize that men don't spend a lot of time on social media sites unless we are looking for girls or responding to some time of some attack against us. That's
yeah,
why they allow. That's why they allow the women to attack us so much. Because you sit up here and say, "Well, God damn it! All we got to do is say, like, literally, I got banned one time for say, look at her arms. It looked like she got built-in elbow pads." Now, for a person to get banned for that, I said, now think about it. I didn't even. I just said, look at her arms. So unless you look, and I got banned for that for 20 days.
damn,
But I'm like, you see that they could take your picture, they show your kid's picture, put the rainbow flags up, all that shit, and it never goes anywhere. But of course not, because the social media sites know that the only way to really get heterosexual men to respond is either when they on here looking at females or they're on here defending themselves. And then after a while, once you stop defending yourself, you really don't care anymore. Like I tell people all the time, one of the things that I said we should really attack them, just say fuck it. We ain't even fucking around on social media no more. That'll make them change the rules immediately. Because there's no way in the world that Cynthia G can sit up here and say that all men, if there's a man child, they should be deleted and stay online. And I mean, we can't even say anything true about them, you know?
Oh, not it. Well, that I guess that goes with the territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
well,
but
let's say
it show
this.
you that the agenda is only the harassment agenda, and like you say, the Me Too, all that only means something if you're a female. The rules apply for males only, like literally.
It's
That's
like
why I'm
body.
telling you.
It's
Right.
like body positivity.
Yeah,
It
not
only
only for males.
it only goes for a certain group of people.
But right,
Uh,
yeah, just like look at. I mean, like think about it. Like we done like who wants Rick Ross's body? I mean, come on now.
And
Like even
motherfuckers wonder why I
right,
go around pissed off.
right.
Rick Ross still getting pussy though.
Yeah, because he's rich. Yeah, but if he took that money away, he wouldn't get nothing.
Yeah, yeah. If he was working at the local Hardee's or some shit like that, he probably wouldn't. He'd probably stop eating all them thick burgers, bro. But anyway, listen up. Let's get final words in. We gotta rest up because of tomorrow evening smoke show. You know, smoke show is tomorrow night, y'all. So everybody
No, ain't
watching,
nobody showing up. Ain't nobody showing up with no
eh,
smoke.
no, they're not.
Oh no, you can't say that. You can't say that. Come on, man.
A lot of
They're not
people.
gonna show up with no smoke because they can't. Come on now.
No,
These
they'll stay in their echo chambers and talk about,
yeah.
oh, them guys, they mad at all they do is cry about women, and it's like I done seen at least three content creators that have the same outside of RBR Network that have the same broadcast every time they get on the air. These dudes ain't get no pussy, blah blah blah. Like, shut the fuck up. Be special, nigga. That's what
Here's
I'm
the
saying.
question: How is
You
like
supposed to
90%
nigga.
of the motherfuckers, 90% of the motherfuckers over here are fathers? So how the fuck we ain't getting no pussy? I mean, like, I mean, go
Uh,
with that.
cut,
We
cut,
already have
cut.
fathers over here,
It's cause hoes mad. It's cause hoes are mad, bro. It's cause hoes are
right?
mad.
But think about that. Think about that. We ain't getting no pussy. But last time I checked, all of us are either in a relationship or got kids. Which one? You know?
And
It's
it's
not like
crazy.
this
These
place is
niggas are
full of
getting
like
mad.
50 or 60% of us don't have kids or are not in relationship. Either
That
I'm
was
pretty
crazy.
sure
These niggas are getting
70% of
mad on
us.
these chicks'
Right.
behalf, though. That's crazy.
But no, I tell them all the time. I said because see, I pissed them off on the thing. I said, this is the problem. I said, you trying to get V pussy. And we already understand. We already know what it is. But you realize, I'm gonna tell you like this is. If you really want to get laid, every time I see a simp, if you really want to get laid, treat them like shit. They'll definitely give you some. I said, how often does the chances of you, oh, you shouldn't talk to women like that? How often has that landed you in the bed with a female? It doesn't. It lands you in a foodie call, or can you pay my cell phone bill, or can I borrow this, or can you, or and then what's so bad? This what happens. You end up trying to date them, going out with them. Next minute, you know, you get me too or something like that, and now you can't join the manosphere and nobody else to talk about it, and then you're sitting up there thinking about eating lead because now you don't realize that we was right over here telling you the truth.
They don't care. That's why a lot of them celebrate fresh and fit getting demonetized.
Which I told everybody. I said, now me, I don't even like them motherfuckers. I said that's the thing. They got demonetized, but I said I told you. I said as a man, it actually hurts us because technically they still did more good than harm because at least that was another voice out there talking with a big fan base.
But you know what though? But like I said, the only one that got carte blanche to say anything they want is Aber and Preach.
Adam preach, yeah,
That's
that's
it.
true. That's
That's
true.
it. Everybody else, y'all just haters. And when
Oh
you
yeah,
when you compromise freedom of speech in one way, they'll do it
yep,
any way they want. And
right.
and,
That's
and,
it.
and, and those are facts. And
Yep.
and they and that's why a lot of these old sensitive ass niggas glad Kevin Samuels is dead
Yeah.
because Kevin Samuels is somebody who uses freedom of speech to get a message out there. So
Hmm.
and that's why they hate him so much because they really
Hmm.
had nothing to come at him with except
Well,
insults.
well,
Hey, you
unfortunately,
hey, Kid
unfortunately,
Hill.
Kevin had to die. Yeah, unfortunately, he had to die. But I told him, I said, his way, and I think that this one reason why I ain't gonna lie. I can totally see why the women were dancing because if Kevin Samuels didn't die, he was probably going to be with mainstream. He'd be on a big TV show. He'd be on a main channel within a year or two from then.
Yeah.
He was. You could see that was coming. And like I said, one of the things I like because you even heard me say, I'm like Kevin. You even heard me say on plenty of shows. If I was Kevin Samuels, I would never say my name again either because I'm not marketable. And you don't even want to say that you're. If you ever notice, he never said my name again after that. I said because you don't. I said you trying to do something on the mainstream, and sometimes for the greater good, it's better to do this. And you can say, look, you don't have to disown somebody, but just don't say their name or don't be affiliated with them,
And
especially
then
when you're trying to do the bigger message. And the bigger point was to get a man's point of view out there in the mainstream media. Imagine what he could have done if he'd have lived another 2 years. That's why they were sitting there dancing because they already see he had opened up so many doors. Like they were talking about it on the radio station here. And I mean, I was listening to the callers call in, and he's like, these motherfuckers ain't. I'm like, you don't even know this dude. All he does is talk. I'm like, wait a minute, he was dogging men first. He was dogging men first. But when he was dogging us, it was yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, concentrate. As long as he was focusing on men, that's all fine. But when he
Mhm,
focused attention to women, it became a problematic thing because one,
mhm,
women don't want to see themselves in the mirror as something
mhm,
of less than or of any value of any substance that said I can get anything I want. I'm getting dick on the side. I'm getting money. How dare you tell
mhm.
me say I can't get a man that's very high tier once I go through my whole phase.
Well, no, it's high tier. This is the problem, and they don't realize it. When we try to tell women all the time, and I've even tried to tell young girls, I said, of course, you have pussy. Every man will fuck you. I said, but this is what it is. It counts by, it doesn't count if the dude want to fuck you. It counts if the dude want to stay with you after he fucks you. That's how you know if they like you. And I've told plenty of women that that's what's more important than anything. Every man wants to fuck you. It's in our DNA. We want to fuck them all. As you said, remember that old bull joke? Oh, we walk down there and fuck them all.
Hmm.
That's men for you in a nutshell.
No, Porsche Prairie. I mean, you can have that opinion. I'm just I'm saying that really like I said that for content creators. I mean, Fresh and Fit was on some cornball shit when they
Yeah,
did
they
the
are.
little. Yeah, I mean, I ain't even like them that much, but
No,
it's
they were
like,
needed. Mhm.
but I mean, compromising the freedom of speech that's a slippery slope that could happen to any of
Right.
us.
Right. And I tell people this is the problem when it comes to like this. Is see you're see that goes to show that you're logical enough, man, to realize that when you want freedom of speech, you unfortunately it cuts both ways.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
see that's the
Today,
problem, right?
so today it might be Fresh and Fit. Tomorrow it might be your favorite content creator. Just think
Right.
about that.
Hmm.
But look, I'm about to wrap this up, man. Yeah,
All right.
y'all go ahead and give your final statements.
No, I'm good, man. You can shut this
I'm
down.
good. I'm good. We've said enough.
Okay, all right, guys. Thank you for coming through. But yeah, man. Yeah, just wanted to give y'all a stiff reminder of what that mirror looks like, and it's gonna take some self reflection for you to actually get what any of us are saying. We do understand that, yeah, there are risks that come with coming up here and telling people the truth, and it is at the risk of it being embarrassing to our families. Now, while that is the last thing that I want to happen, as far as being up here on social media, just know that I'm a motherfucker that will fight back, and just and that's just all there is to it. There's a lot of things that I believe I'm doing up here that is doing some good to some of us, and if there's anybody that wants to dispute whatever that is, hey, the smoke show is Sunday nights. Feel free to step up and tell me what you believe is wrong. But anyway, getting back to the topic, Chad Wheeler versus Kevin Samuels, who you believe is worse? Chad Wheeler is definitely worse. That goes without saying. But at the same time, uh, many people don't believe that because we are a feelings people. We are a people that we go off our emotions, and because of that, a lot of people will always believe that Kevin Samuels is the fucking Darth Vader of black YouTube and of the black manosphere. Even though there are people that claim that Kevin Samuels didn't like the black manosphere and didn't want to be a part of it. He in death he kind of was. So like I said, if anybody want to dispute that, they can come to the smoke show. But people won't you know get out their own feelings and you know get take their heads out their own asses enough to try to see something from someone else's point of view. It is a goddamn shame that we would rather see lives ruined because people told the truth. And that's just all I was trying to say. Just next time you decide that you don't like somebody based on what they're saying, there is one of two things you can do. You can either tune out or you can take a look in the mirror. Because and tune out is probably the best option. Just go listen to who the fuck you want to listen to. If you don't like somebody, just don't watch, don't listen. And that's one thing that I do every time I'm on YouTube. I do look at some people for reference material, but I'm not protesting to get these people taken down. I believe they should have their freedom of speech because I want my freedom of speech. And that's just what it is. So um, I'm gonna go ahead and just shut it down. I just felt as if this was a question that needed to be asked, and definitely for the people that are watching live, and definitely for the replay gang as well, and for that one person that pressed dislike. You know, I hope I did something for you by doing this broadcast. But that's the end. That's it for now. Uh, Ladies and gents, thank you for watching. This is Kev. This is BMBBH. Long live the habitual line steppers and Kev we trust. And when you don't give up, you win. Uh, be there for the smoke show. Thank you very much. Goodbye.